Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Believe Stream podcast. My name is Sally. In my channel, we will dive into the world of narcissism and its effects on our relationships and daily lives. In today's episode, I'll be talking about how to rebuild your credit score after narcissistic partner's financial damage. But first, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more episodes on understanding and dealing with narcissism. I'll be sharing some real-life examples and personal experiences with you. I will also be offering some tips on how to set boundaries and protect yourself from narcissistic behavior, as I have personally struggled with narcissistic behavior in my past relationship, and I want to use my experiences to help others understand and cope with it. So let's begin. If you are listening or watching this episode on YouTube, chances are that you have been through difficult experience with narcissistic partner or narcissistic individual in your life. Maybe you have just come out of a relationship with someone who left you with damaged credit score, or maybe you are currently in a relationship and you are worried about the financial impact it might have on you in the future. Whatever the case, rebuilding your credit score after narcissistic financial abuse and damage can be daunting. But don't worry, you are not alone. In this episode, we are going to go through some steps that you can take to begin the process of rebuilding your credit score and taking control of your finances. From disputing errors on your credit report to creating a budget and sticking to it, I'll cover everything you need to know to get back on track. I will also talk about additional steps that you can take, such as legal help and credit counseling, to help you protect yourself from any further financial damage. So whether you're just starting the process of rebuilding your credit score or you're further along and looking for some additional tips, this episode is for you. So sit back and relax and let's get started. Rebuilding credit after narcissistic partner damage can be a difficult task. Here are the 12 steps so that you can begin the process. Step number 1. Obtain a copy of your credit report from each of the 3 major credit companies. For example, that could be TransUnion or Experian or even Capital One or any other company that you are associated with. It's important to know what is in your credit report so that you can identify any errors, any fraudulent activity. You can request a free credit report once a year from each of these major companies. You can review them and make sure that you review your reports very carefully and look at any accounts that you don't recognize or that if there is any incorrect information. If you find any errors, you can dispute them with the credit agency or you can report it immediately. Step 2 in rebuilding your credit score after narcissistic abuse is dispute any errors or fraudulent activities within these credit companies. If you find errors or fraudulent activities on your credit report, it's important to dispute them as soon as possible. You can do this by contacting the credit companies or credit bureau and providing them with documentation to support your dispute. The credit bureau will then investigate and make any necessary corrections to your credit report, but of course you have to report it immediately. Step 3 on how to rebuild your credit score after narcissistic abuse is prioritizing paying off any outstanding debts. Paying off outstanding debts is one of the most important steps in rebuilding your credit score. Focus on paying off debts with the highest interest rate first and then pay off the ones with the lowest interest rates last, as the debts with the most highest interest rates are most costly over time, and that's why it's very important for you to pay it off first. If you can't pay off all your debts right away, try or at least make the minimum payment on time to avoid late fees and additional interest charges. Step 4 on how to rebuild your credit score after narcissistic abuse is to consider opening a secured credit card. A secured credit card is a type of credit card that requires a security deposit to open. This deposit acquires collateral for the credit card, and it helps to reduce the risk for the lender. By using a secured credit card responsibility and making timely payments, you can build a positive credit history and demonstrate to the lenders that you are credit worthy. Step 5 on how to rebuild your credit score after narcissistic abuse is avoid applying for new credit accounts frequently. Each time you apply for a new credit, it can have a negative impact on your credit score. This because each application generates a hard inquiry on your credit report, which can lower your credit score. Avoid applying for new credit accounts unless you truly need them, and limit the number of applications you submit. Step 6 on how to rebuild your credit score. Of course, you have to be patient. Rebuilding your credit score will take time, so it's important for you to be patient. It can take several months to see any improvement in your credit score. So don't get discouraged, and if you don't see an immediate result, be patient. You will see it eventually. Step 7 on how to rebuild your credit score after narcissistic abuse is consider seeking credit counseling from a non-profit organization. Credit counseling can help you create a budget, prioritizing your debts, and make a plan to rebuild your credit. A counselor will review your income, expenses, and debts to help you create a budget that you can stick to. They can also help you negotiate with your creditors to lower your interest rates or even payments. Look for a non-profit organization that is affiliated with the National Foundation for Credit Counseling, the CFU. Step 8 on how to rebuild your credit score after narcissistic abuse is to keep old credit accounts open. Closing old credit accounts can have negative impact on your credit score because it can lower the average age of your credit accounts, and this is because credit scoring models often consider the length of your credit history when calculating your score. So keeping old accounts open and use them responsibly can help you improve the length of your credit history and boost your credit score. Step 9 on how to rebuild your credit score after narcissistic abuse is create a budget and stick to it. It may sound easy, but creating a budget and sticking to it is essential in rebuilding your credit score. A budget can help you track your spending, identify areas where you can cut back, and prioritizing your debts. By sticking to your budget, you can ensure that you have enough money to make your payments on time and avoid falling into debt again. And for step 10 is to seek legal help if necessary. If your narcissistic partner damaged your credit score and this was caused by fraud or even any other reason, you may need to seek legal help to recover any losses. You may also need to seek legal help to protect yourself from any further financial damage by the narcissist. This may include filing for a police report, seeking a restraining order, or even divorce proceedings. And step 11 is to monitor your credit score. Once you have begun to rebuild your credit, it is important to monitor your credit score regularly. This will help you stay on track and make any adjustments as needed. There are many free credit monitoring services available, which can help you keep an eye on your credit score and be alerted to any changes. And finally, step 12 on how to rebuild your credit score after narcissistic abuse is be mindful of your credit utilization. What I mean here by credit utilization is the amount of credit you are using compared to the credit limit. It is a major factor in credit score, and having a high credit utilization can lower your score. To improve your credit utilization, try to pay off your credit card balances in full each month, or keep your balance as low as possible. So to conclude here, rebuilding your credit score after narcissistic abuse or after narcissist damage can be challenging tasks, but it is not impossible. By following the steps outlined in this episode, such as obtaining a copy of your credit report or disputing errors or fraudulent activities and paying off outstanding debts, as well as creating a budget, you can take control of your finances and start the process of rebuilding your credit score. Additionally, consider opening a secured credit card. Avoid applying for new credit accounts frequently. Be patient with the process, seeking credit counseling if necessary, and seek legal help if you have to. Remember, rebuilding your credit score will take time and effort, and that's why you have to be patient with yourself. Don't get discouraged in this process. Keep monitoring your credit score, and if you see any error or suspicious activity, take action right away. Don't delay it. Above all, don't let the narcissist's financial damage define your future. You have the power to rebuild your credit score and take control back of your financial future. As always, thank you very much for watching or listening, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more episodes like this one. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. I will be very happy to help you in any way I can. And remember, rebuilding your credit score is a journey, but with the right steps and mindset, you can get there. Thank you very much, and I hope that you have a wonderful and a great day, and see you next time. Take care.